physical, nasty series.
That's what this rivalry has been all about.
Monday night against Pittsburgh, always a tough game. You know, when you go against those guys, you know it's a different game. I think the coaches know that, the building understands that feeling.
This is my first year, so I'm really like walking into it, I'm like, man, it's straight smoke out here.
And there are Steelers in the Bengals bench area. With the Bengals tonight as the opponent, do you need to make a statement?
I think we're fighting for something much bigger than just a win. It was a mentality kind of thing for us, and it becomes a who wants it more situation.
Juju Smith-Schuster is blown up.
This is the standard now, and we just carried it on into the next season.
I was born and raised here in Cincinnati. I went to All Saints, Shamrocks, kindergarten through 8th grade. Went next door to Moeller High School, hour and a half north of Columbus for college at Ohio State, and then got drafted back here in the 2018 draft, 3rd round, Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, the Bengals-Steelers rivalry, I would say it's intense.
You see ghosts in the fourth quarter. It is intense. It is in intensity magnified.
How to describe the Bengals and Steelers rivalry? It got violent.
You can always say it's hard hitting. The Steelers hit the Bengals so hard 3 times in a 10-year span, the league changed the rules for those hits. The hit on Carson Palmer that tore up his knee, the hit that knocked out Giovani Bernard in that wild card game, and the Hines Ward breaking Keith Rivers' jaw.
Especially growing up, you knew it was going to be an intense, violent, highly competitive game with a lot of characters, a lot of big names.
I was named the quarterback coach in early February. I had about a month of normalcy, and then everything changed.
The guys weren't around each other as much as they had been. Did most of the meetings over Zoom. That ability to shoot the breeze in the meeting room was gone. You know, Zach did a great job handling that because it was a tough time for everybody, and I think that helped bond the 2021 team, because if you can get through that, you know, you can pretty much get through anything. I think the country felt like that too.
They are back. 6,000 fans will be inside Paul Brown Stadium.
And I think we were all looking for those places and moments where we could start to gather again as crowds of people. And even though, look, you're in a football stadium that seats more than 60,000 people, 10,000 feels like a drop in the bucket. Having sporting events at that time was a huge step forward in our coming out of COVID. And to have Monday Night Football on the big spotlight of the national stage, I thought was a really cool thing here for Cincinnati.
Well, we're gonna do it on a primetime night versus a divisional opponent and a rival for real. So we knew the intensity was gonna be there for sure.
The Steelers were rolling 11-0. We asked Mike Tomlin about it, and he said, give me the damn T-shirt and the hat. They win tonight, they win the division.
Well, I think you have to understand, too, not only did the Steelers start 11-0, but they had lost a couple of games in a row coming into Cincinnati. So they felt vulnerable at that point. They didn't look like the team that had blown the Bengals out in Pittsburgh in November, but it still felt like a bit of a mismatch with a Hall of Fame quarterback in Ben Roethlisberger.
Bengals won the flip, have deferred. Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers will get the football first.
We just knew the ball was gonna be in there. We were gonna have opportunities to make plays.
This ball is underthrown. Ben was on the move outside the pocket.
50-50 ball is knocked away.
And from there, Ben's got to make that throw. You got a lot of room.
It is a 3-and-out for the Steelers. Ryan Finley is the third starting quarterback for the Bengals.
And what was that 2020 quarterback room like? It was moving parts, but it was good people.
Burrow, oh boy.
Down Allen's right leg is the injury.
I really enjoyed spending time with Ryan and having him in the room. Very intelligent, fun to be around, asked great questions, really understood the game at a high level. very competitive. We were keeping score. Everything was a competition. And so it was fun to be around. It was part of the foundation for where we are today.
Just put the ball on the money, then just turn upfield.
Ryan Finley will keep it. He'll take on some contact.
Quick throw deep down the sideline. A.J. Green over the shoulder catch on a beautiful spiral by Ryan Finley. Steelers don't have a first down yet. The exchange was fumbled. Josh Bynes at the bottom of the pile comes up with a football.
At that moment, we knew that we actually did have a chance, because when you're in that situation as a team, the thing you're lacking most is confidence. When you do have some success, that compounds on each other.
When you get a turnover, especially on our side of the field, it magnifies. So you're just putting points on the board, and that's how we think.
Intercepted, Mike Hilton. Let's go. There's a pass deflected, intercepted by Hilton, sprinting from right from Canada.
I'm really the best in the league. You know that. Y'all being respected.
Those 4 years in Pittsburgh definitely paved the way to where I am at this day, and especially me being an undrafted guy, knowing how hard I worked to get to where I am now. I never take it for granted.
Mike Hilton, so important in the run support in that Pittsburgh secondary.
I know Mike Tomlin and how he would think about Cincinnati. So they looked at him as the little brother.
My first couple years, I remember them treating us pretty disrespectfully, laughing at us, and I never forgot that feeling.
You know, I was new. This was my first year. So I'm really like walking into it. I'm like, man, it's straight smoke out here. So it was like, I'm with it. I'm riding with my guys and go out there and try to make a play.
When I had a chance to tell my team now how the guys felt over there, it definitely amped them up and got them ready. So it's a whole different story as of late. I definitely know they don't look as a little brother anymore, and we're just trying to keep building.
His kick is up. It is good. And the Bengals score first after the fumble recovery by Josh Bynes.
We felt good going in that game, and we knew they were down a couple guys, so we definitely came into that game feeling a little too overconfident. And just throughout the game, we kind of feel like Cincinnati was playing with a different energy and vibe.
I'm Sean Guthrie. I've been a streak member for 41 years. For the Steelers-Bengals game in 2020, I was sitting in this section in these seats right here. It's good just to get away from the world's events and be able to come out and attend a game for a team that I enjoyed watching for many, many years. There's a lot of good energy, and you can see it on the sidelines. The players were pumped up when they were coming over, and the way the defense was playing, I really felt like good things were going to happen.
We knew something was going to happen, but they were behind the sticks, they were behind schedule a little bit.
They were definitely more physical than we were that whole game.
Juggled and nearly intercepted.
Ooh, it was a fun game for sure.
So an effort by Darius Phillips.
Look at DP on a big time third down too. Like, it was going crazy. And you start seeing the guys, they start arguing with each other. So it's like we are in their head mentally. If we make a play right here, we could definitely put the knife in the coffin for sure.
So far tonight, Bengals secondary's having none of that.
Eventually, I was on a man that didn't release, and I become a free player. And I just read the quarterback eyes, and so happened to be Juju at the same time. And before that, there was the whole thing with him dancing on a logo and all that. And I just said it was quite disrespectful to dance on somebody's logo. Then I said we just got to play between the lines. Oh my goodness. This was crazy. Lou dialed this one up for me. Definitely one for the books. It just blew up crazy.
Dance on their logo before the game. You have no business dancing on somebody else's logo.
He need a new car, because that Corvette cannot run anybody anymore.
Me being on the other side, I could just feel that electricity from that hit just go out. Even though the stadium wasn't even full, you could just feel that energy going throughout the stadium.
You could just hear that hit and that pop. The stadium erupted.
That was just a culture-shifting moment for the organization.
A defining moment, not only Vonn's career, but our direction as a franchise.
It really united something that we built here over the past couple of years, and it really gave us that momentum going into the next season. And we drew a line in the sand and said enough is enough, and we're here to stay. I'm gonna go out there and play our best ball on film and play with the best 11 guys and a collective group and play compliment football. And we hit our strides after that.
I think they're going to challenge that ruling on the field of whether that was a catch or not.
I thought we would get a flag because how hard the hit was. The ball popped up in there, so it's been an interception too. So I was like, oh my goodness, it's been an epic play. But Jordan Evans got on the ball and we got another takeaway. So a lot happened in that one play for sure.
Receiver completed the process of a catch. As a result, it is a catch and a fumble. It will be Cincinnati's ball.
Like I told him. I told him, it's gonna happen. Something's bound to happen this game. And it did.
I remember our defense having a great game, honestly. It felt like every drive was ending in a turnover, and we had a short field and an opportunity to put points on the board.
From the 4, here's Bernard. Tries to shake it, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati Bengals.
I mean, anytime I get a chance to talk about Gio, I love to do it because just great teammate, tough player. He's what makes this job fun, is getting to know guys like that. Or just remember us making enough plays on offense and figuring out a way. Those are the games that you look back on and you're proud of because they were not pretty and it didn't work out. It didn't look exactly like you would draw it up, but you figured out in the moment how to make it work and how to get a win. And I felt like we did that.
Looking back on my time here, man, it is nothing but just a lot of love, a lot of blessings. What more can I ask for from an organization that drafted me back in 2013? You know, a place that my family has called home for a very long time and somewhere where I can come back to and just always feel at home.
Back to throw, dumps it off short, caught by Bernard. Stepping on the gas pedal, touchdown!
Those divisional games, especially against Pittsburgh, it gives you a moment, an opportunity to really stamp and put your name out there. And I was able to do that in, a couple of occasions. And
Giovani Bernard hurdling him and takes the ball in for the score.
the game was won in those trenches. We understood that. That's what they carried themselves on. Defensively, it's, the trenches and the battles up there. And we knew with the players that we had that game and how the season has been going thus far, we knew we had to jump out early and really just force it down the field, make big plays left and right, be able to, to push and change that line of scrimmage was big for us.
We end up with a really favorable box here. We run a little RPO up top, which pulls really 4 defenders. Gio does a good job of really kind of stretching it, gets the defense moving laterally, puts his foot in the ground, is able to make the cutback.
You saw there with that line of scrimmage how it was moving really well. Oh, run. Good move. Go. I remember getting up from that moment and tapping the ball man, I wish I would have made that guy miss and be able to, make a bigger run.
I think that this defense, with the pride that they have, keep them out of the end zone here before half.
Finley catches a shotgun snap. Protection's good. Nice. Short pass. Caught over the middle. Nice. Giovani Bernard runs into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. And the Bengals lead the Steelers by 16 points.
Man, he caught that thing in a group of people and broke 2 tackles and was able to finish it for a touchdown. They're not a whole lot there, and Gio making something happen. And so it was a really testament to him and Ryan getting it to him on time, and it was a big play in the game.
Rewinding back, I kind of remember my first home game, 2013, was against Pittsburgh. Scored a running and a receiving touchdown, my first home game as a rookie. To go back and compare who I was versus who I am in this video, it's still the same person. The mindset has never really changed, and to be able to mimic what I did my first time stepping on this field, it means a lot. Your first home game is a Monday night game against a divisional team where there's bad blood between the two, and a lot of parallels with that, and to be able to do this 8 years later is pretty neat to see.
Lou Anarumo has had a nice game plan. His secondary has challenged these wide receivers.
Cincinnati rushing just 3. Ben is intercepted. Picked off and high stepping. And there are Steelers in the Bengals bench area.
Start doing little dances. Oh, and you love to see that guys go protect their guys, man. and that's what it's about for sure.
Mackenzie Alexander high-stepping with a second quarter interception, to me, was that moment come to life. The Bengals finally punched back, and they bullied the bully on that Monday night.
3 Pittsburgh turnovers. Enjoy this. It'll be a great Christmas week here in Cincinnati for the Bengals.
We knew we didn't play well, and we kind of put ourselves in that situation, so guys weren't panicking. All we knew we had to just settle down and play our game. It's just knowing who you are, knowing after a first quarter, second quarter, it's a 4-quarter game.
And this is the side of the football that has to set the tone. The defense has to shorten the field for the offense, come up with a turnover.
We had guys that can get after the quarterback.
Remember that gap closed up quickly, Stephon Tuitt.
And we knew on the back end, all we had to do was make the quarterback hold an extra second.
Nothing doing. TJ Watt is there again.
Stop the run and make him one-dimensional and force him to really read coverages and throw the ball.
So 3rd 3 and out this half for the Bengals. Quick throw out to the left to Chase Claypool. His first target down the sideline. Did he stay in bounds? Amazing. And he is taken down. Pittsburgh now for the touchdown, Deontay Johnson. And you sense something coming now for the Steelers.
I'm not gonna say it's difficult to keep the foot on the pedal, but sometimes things happen, right? You know, guys aren't in the right position, or penalties, that force drives to get cut short. You have to find ways to get past those, right? And there's gonna be quarters, there's gonna be drives where they just don't work out. We have to come back to what we know works well, right? So we have to come back to winning that battle in the trenches, running the ball a little bit more, and just creating positive plays.
Look, for Cincy, they have to continue doing what they were doing. Ryan Finley's going to have to start hitting some of these plays down the field, though.
So we felt good going into that second half, but they had like 2 or 3 read options that hit for some nice yardage and kind of kept us off balance.
Finley in trouble now. Oh, he took a big shot, got rid of it, able to complete, and Finley is slow to get up.
Oh my goodness. Listen, I remember when you see a guy get hit like that, you just hope they get up, right? For Finn to be able to deliver that ball on a clutch play like that, that was big.
Just a little bit of mobility with his feet in this game have been very impactful, especially on 3rd down.
Finley, he made the right read. I believe it was a called quarterback draw. The line got him enough space, and they were able to get a big 3rd down conversion.
Runs after faking to Pirani's to the 15, the 10, middle of the field, into the end zone. Touchdown, Ryan Finley, as he runs the zone read to perfection.
Really, I give Zach a lot of credit. He had noticed how they were kind of playing with the backside defensive end, and Zach recognized that there was something there. So we talked about it with Ryan and gave him the freedom on that play to read the end. He read him. The guy crashed. He pulled the ball and kind of ran untouched into the end zone.
And it's 24-17.
That night, we just wanted to win. We had an early lead, and we just tried to hold on to it by playing great defense.
You want to be the person to make the play and seal the deal.
Back, Steelers trailing by 7. Ben has all sorts of time. Throwing on the run, sideline, and they're going to say incomplete.
It's a good rush on a core 4, and Ben was just throwing that ball away.
For Ben, he loads up and fires, and knocked away by Darius Phillips. Steelers facing a 4th and 10.
4th and 10, game on line. He might throw the kitchen sink.
Roethlisberger back to throw from the pocket. His pass too high, incomplete. Coffin nails.
Bam, bam.
Everybody just did their job and rallied together and believed. I hadn't had a primetime win like that, and it was the first time tasting that type of victory.
I just remember being really proud of him because leading up to that game, he had been through a lot that season, and he was on a really big stage playing in front of the world. He was able to just focus in for one night and make enough plays to get us a win. And it was a big win. It's a part of who we are today, and he deserves credit for his role in that.
This is the standard now. We implemented that, and we just carried it on the next season, and we just kept on building game in and game out.
After the game, we knew that we can handle any situation, right? In games like this, you know, you'd call them a catapult game, right? Like, they will catapult you into the next thing, whatever that next thing may look like.
Talking to Coach Taylor, I felt good about the vision he had and how they wanted me to be a part of the big turnaround. And, you know, after these 4 years now for me, that's when they started bringing in guys like myself, Trey Henderson, started stacking the draft picks, and, you know, it's been a blessing that I'll never take it for granted.
I appreciate everything. We're not done yet. We're not done. No,
Zach came in here in 2019 and he had a vision. He has communicated the same vision from the time he walked in the building to where we stand today. And that's not easy to do when you're not seeing immediate returns, but he did it anyway. I think this win helped us start to see those returns. Once the returns do start to show themselves, that's really just buy-in for everyone involved. Of like, okay, this is who we wanted to be, and we suffered together, and now we're coming out the other side of this thing together. And that's what builds culture. A win like that helps you build it. It mattered to us that we were able to get that win that night. It matters to your message. It matters to who you're trying to become. And I think that was very important for us.